See, Final Fantasy VIII stream, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, I literally fell asleep. I fell asleep playing that game. I fell asleep playing Final Fantasy VIII. At the part where, like, you have to, like, search the world map for some dumb ship with, like, some students on it. And, like, I passed out with a controller in my hand. Because it's just... I was trying to get through it because it was Final Fantasy. And at least I needed to be part of the discussion about it. But, I fell asleep because I was just so understimulated. And my brain has a real problem paying attention when, like... specifically a plot doesn't have logical connection, or there's things that are just missing that just don't make any sense. And Final Fantasy VIII, it's just it's just my brain had to go, like, because your brain's like doing overtime to try to, like, it's like being in a boring class. It's like, yeah, I know I need to learn this, but I'm not interested. And so, like, you got to do like twice. Like, you got to only gotta pay attention, but you got to keep yourself awake, and you got to do like all this ridiculous work to keep yourself engaged, and then like you just burn out and you just fall asleep. It's no Hemingway, that's for sure. Yeah, not that Final Fantasy ever really is, but like, they're fun, but like, the characters just I mean, I guess I get in trouble when I say there's no development. I mean, just randomly falling asleep and transporting to the most interesting character in the game in the past, and just seeing what Laguna did, but not knowing anything about who Laguna is until like 3 discs later. I mean, you know who he is, but like, why should you care? And when you do find out like why you should maybe care about Laguna, then they're like, oh yeah, we don't know why the bad guy is doing what the bad guy's doing, and we're not gonna tell you. We're not gonna try to figure it out. Basically, nobody cares. Just play the game, stupid. It's your job, all right? And that plot twist, and I saw people excusing it online too. Like, oh, we're all from the same place, but we forgot. We grew up in the same... Final Fantasy VIII spoilers for anybody who cares. We were all orphans in the same orphanage, but we've been traveling together for like months, and we didn't realize it was exactly us, exactly the team, except for this one guy who didn't lose his memory, but didn't say anything because we didn't say anything. It's just like, look, I get that they're 16. That doesn't mean you're a moron. I mean, the 8 Remastered came out, right? And there's probably somebody who's experiencing it for the first time and being like, I wish I knew a girl like Renoa, who was the leader of a rebellion squad, unsuccessfully, and never succeeds at anything. But she makes me fall in love with her, and she left my rival, who was her old boyfriend, and that's never addressed, but that's okay. And then she's gonna get, like, lost, drifting in space and captured, and I don't know, like, there's so many elements there that could have been cool. Like, possessed by a sorceress. Like, there's a fan theory that Renoa was possessed by the sorceress from, like, the very beginning, and then that possession made the events happen that led you to Ultimecia, so she could, like, accomplish what she wanted to do. That would be a dope story. But that's not what Final Fantasy VIII is. 8 is good for one reason. Zell gets his hot dogs. Geek, see, right? Like, hot dogs, hot dogs, hot dogs, hot dogs, hot dogs, hot dogs. And then, like, that was Zell's character, right? I like hot dogs, and then Cypher calls him a chicken wuss. Chicken wuss? Chicken wuss? What are you looking at, chicken wuss? Nobody's talking to you, chicken wuss. Come on, chicken wuss. And it's just, he called me chicken wuss, he called me chicken wuss, he called me chicken wuss. And I guess, you know, you see the town he's from, and you see his mom. Like, I guess his sister was there too. He has a mom and a sister. Okay, that's it. Right, that's not a character. It's not a complete character. That's not a story. So, Final Fantasy VIII's production values and like general effort and like the quality of the team, like, or keep it from being a complete waste of time. But like, if you really stop and analyze anything of it, like 95% of it is just a wash. I mean, the art's pretty good all the way through. But it's just like, it's dumb. I mean, and then, like, if you have Zell, and Zell's so dumb, you don't need Selphie. Selphie's the same thing. She's like Zell, but even worse. Literally like, woohoo! Wahoo! Yahoo! Wah! Woo! That's like her character. And I guess occasionally she shows herself to be like competent and capable, which like you would have to be on this team. I mean, that's neat. That's like a trait. That's a character trait, but she's not like well developed. And apparently she keeps some kind of diary that you can read offhand, which Joro said in her defense doesn't make Final Fantasy VIII a good game. And don't get me started on the draw system. Let's you know what the draw system literally is? You know what the draw system literally is, right? Like, so you get in a fight in an RPG, and like when you showed it to people who like, you know, they just played Madden or whatever, and you're trying to get them into Final Fantasy, and they're like, why is everybody standing in a line and waiting turns to hit each other, right? But Final Fantasy VIII is that, but even worse, right? It's like, because like you can see the lined up fight, and then you maybe imagine it happening in real time, and you know, maybe you get something like Advent Children, right? But like, what are you supposed to imagine for drawing, right? I mean, this wolf is biting onto my arm, and I'm drawing like, you know, Ice 3 or whatever, Firaga out of it or something, like you know, and it's just like, okay, now let's heal the blood. Okay, so now let's kill it with its magic. Maybe you hide behind a rock and you start drawing Ultima from like this behemoth or something. Like what am I supposed to like envision that as? Like you get engaged in a conflict, right? Can you imagine if drawing was real and we had like a world war, but in order to like defeat the other people, you had to like draw magic out of them and use the magic against them, right? Like, and so like you have your first front, which are like, these are the people that need to die, right? While we like draw magic out of the other army so we can actually like junction our stats to be a stronger army and then go back and kill them, but we have to lose like half our soldiers, everything. It's stupid. It's the stupidest thing. Like, there's got to be somebody out there like who loves Final Fantasy VIII and just wants to have an argument about it, like. But Final Fantasy VIII fans, the thing is, like, there is never an argument, because they're just like, they're just like, well, I just really like it, and it's like, look, and I pat the back, and I'm like, look, I like it, the same things about it that you do. The music's good, the atmosphere is really nice. It's like, for what 5 towns there are in the entire world, the towns are really cool. Who doesn't like Fisherman's Horizon? Everybody likes Triple Triad. The final dungeon is one of the best dungeons in any Final Fantasy game ever, right? And a lot of the post-game content is kind of neat, but you can beat that all with, like, I don't know, like cheesing limit breaks and stuff. Like, the enemies level up with Squall. That just means you keep Squall dead. Like, you know, like, and I guess maybe they tend to like Renoa. I don't like Renoa. What reason is there to like Renoa? Like, just God. I mean, he likes Final Fantasy VIII, but he doesn't have like an argument. You know, I played it when I was young. It's school life. And then, Josh, you're a jerk, and you ruin people's. They don't have an argument, and they never do. If you played it at the right time, you love it.